What the heck? The world has woken up today with a headline that feels less like foreign policy and more like a rupture in the post-World War II order. The United States has launched a military strike inside Venezuela, not on the waters, not off the coast, on the land of Venezuela. And get this, President Donald Trump announced that he has captured President Nicolás Maduro and his wife. They have been captured and flown out of the country. Explosions were reported in Caracas. Venezuela has declared a national state of emergency, and the global diplomatic system is now scrambling to respond.
Yeah, guys, look, if it's not one thing, it's another. Like saying, make sure you like the video, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and let's get right into it.
This is not a regional crisis. This is a moment that has implications for every single country on the face of this planet that depends on sovereignty, diplomacy, or international law to protect itself from stronger powers. And the U.S. is definitely that stronger power. The U.S. has definitely shown, whether you agree or not, this is the message that President Donald Trump just showed everyone. If you were thinking that America was not still militarily capable of executing things like this, they are. Because remember, they just executed something like this in Nigeria, not literally capturing the Nigerian president, but going in there and doing airstrikes. They did Iran in July 2025. And so what we're seeing is the U.S. showing the world, try me if you want to, but I still have the military capabilities that we have had since World War II era.
When Donald Trump says he's going to do something, it seems like he's very serious. And he's been showing that really since he's been in office. So the next thing that I think about is what he was saying about Iran. So this just happened, and he was saying something about Iran. So this is going to happen to Iran too. He said
he didn't want the protesters there.
Yeah, he said if any protesters get killed, he's going to come in and pretty much bring peace to Iran. So that's basically his big thing. He's going to bring peace to the world. So think about that.
Wow, he's such a peaceful person. But get this, there is still no independent verification of Maduro's location or condition. And when we say independent, we mean there's not like an Indian news outlet, a Russian news outlet, a UK news outlet, or even a Venezuelan outlet that can actually tell you if what President Donald Trump and the U.S. government is saying are true about them being in U.S. custody, in an army facility, whatever narrative they're putting out there. And South Africa has come out, the first nation, and South Africa's inside of BRICS. They have come out and basically said they are in opposition to this. Let this man go. If you have him, wherever you put him, let him go. Let him get out, because it's not fair. They're like, you just seized this entire country. And by the way, America said, get this. Now, I want to ask you what this reminds you of, because I thought this was so weird. I have not seen America do this in quite a while, like maybe if not ever. But America says that in the interim, until there is a new leader in Venezuela, the U.S. is running Venezuela. An independent country. The U.S. is running an independent country in South America. Well, maybe they're just going to rename it America. Secondary America.
Yeah.
America Part 2.
Yeah, and the vice president, I'm not sure the vice president's name, but she was basically agreeing with Donald Trump, saying, hey, whatever you have to do, we are in agreement, do what you got to do. So America's going to be running Venezuela for now, and we know the bigger picture. It's about the resources, the minerals,
oil,
like
they
all
have
of it.
more oil than Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, all of the other countries. That's crazy, right? And this uncertainty matters, because in geopolitics, what cannot be verified becomes contested, and contested narratives are where conflicts rise even quicker. So the Venezuelan people are like, hey, I don't believe what you're saying. I want to see additional proof of life. I want to see some video. I want to see something that shows this man is actually still alive. This is what the people in Venezuela are saying right now. They're approaching the streets again. Venezuela declared a national state of emergency and said, hey, we are under attack, citizens. It's your job also to join the Venezuelan military and to protect the sovereign country that is Venezuela. Because let's remember, we're literally talking about an entire country, like an entire country that has ran itself for decades and decades. But why would the U.S. do this? Like, what's the point of this?
Yeah, we just said, look, it's about the resources. It's about the minerals, the oil, and get this, it's one, like Venezuela has a lot of gold too. Like it's more gold in Venezuela than all of Africa. Like, think about that. Like, I didn't know that. I was watching something, and I'm like, whoa.
They have a lot of resources. That's wild.
Yeah, they have a lot of resources. So we see the bigger picture that's happening. Like, it's the war on resources. Who's going to be the next superpower? Or America's trying to hold on to the superpower status. Of course, South Africa says something. Of course, Russia says something. Of course, China says something, but like, what are they gonna like? Like, to me, it's like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna go to New York and go get the president of Venezuela?
Right, that's the question. Like are they ballsy enough, for lack of a better term, to do something? Do they have the military capability? Because we talk so much BRICS, this, that, and America's outnumbered. But what people don't understand about the American military, the Navy, the Air Force, these people use technology militarily on a level that the world has never seen. Yeah, they have the ability to execute military power, and that's why they won World War II. That's why it's been the standing #1 sovereign power, because everybody knows their ability to execute. And guess what? The CIA was in on this too. And so just think of how able to execute the CIA is when they're going into this Venezuelan territory, that they are able to get that close to a standing president, go call Washington or call whoever and tell them, hey, we've been able to find out X, Y, and Z, and this is how we're going to be able to execute, because it looks like it was executed very quickly and very flawlessly.
Yeah, that tells you right there where it's like, look, make America great again. Put it like that.
That's what he's doing.
That's what he's doing. He's making America great again. He's showing that America's great, and this is what we can do. So
yeah, it's
sad, but it's like, man, what does that mean for you? Like, really?
Yeah, because analysts and critics point to an even deeper strategic move as well. They're saying Venezuela's alignment with rival power blocs like BRICS, Russia, China, and Iran, of course, South Africa, in an era where influence is shifting away from the West, is a threat to the West. Caracas has become a symbol of resistance to U.S. pressure in the Western Hemisphere. And, you know, the Americans may not want that pressure to be so close to home, because, again, it's North America, Central America, and South America, and Venezuela is just right there on the top of South America. And if you're seeing it through this lens, you know, today's action is not just about Venezuela. It's about who gets to redraw political outcomes in a multipolar world. Listen, I want to know if you know the international societies that could look into this from a legal perspective, because this is going to turn into a legal earthquake. There are about 3 risk factors on the international stage right now for actions like this. Who knows if they're going to be able to execute their judgment or what they say is right and wrong. But nonetheless, we're going to talk about these 3 domains. Number 1 is the U.S. constitutional law, which, you know, has just been basically stepped on since the beginning of 2025. Major military actions traditionally require congressional authorization. Whether this operation fits within existing executive war powers is already being questioned by legal scholars and lawmakers. Now, number 2, the international law and sovereignty. Under the UN Charter of the United Nations, states are prohibited from using force against other sovereign states, except in narrow circumstances such as self-defense. I'm not sure if the U.S. can really cite self-defense here. Maybe they'll try with the drug wars and all of those things. But capturing a sitting president on foreign soil pushes that boundary to the limits. And number 3, precedent risk. If powerful nations normalize removing leaders they deem criminal, the distinction between law and enforcement warfare collapses. Smaller nations are watching closely because precedent levels faster than treaties.
The old ways, the laws and stuff, like you was just saying, like, it's over with. It doesn't matter no more. So to me, it seems like the United States, they're like, if you say something, they're gonna come get you. You know, like really, you gotta think about that. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. If you feel some type of way, you better keep it to yourself, or you're gonna come get captured. They're gonna come capture you and bring you back, and that's just where the world is headed. Like, the old way is done away with.
Yeah, because here are the implications for the world. If Maduro appears in U.S. custody with actual formal charges, the U.S. will, of course, argue the legitimacy through the legal process, which they are excellent at. They can pretty much find anyone guilty, even if they're not guilty. And if he does not, suspicion will deepen, and Venezuela's allies may escalate through economic, cyber, or military means. But here's my thing. Let's just say, just for the sake of this video, the way that people are afraid that the president of Venezuela is unalived. Would you even know? AI in America is so good. I don't think you would even be able to find out. If y'all who are international don't understand America, Hollywood, MK Ultra, they replace people so quickly just like that. And this is like the perfect moment for one of those situations where it's like, let's just run an AI algorithm and have him talking, and it's gonna look super real, and nobody else in the world would be able to discern, because America is really that capital of this AI genius type of movement that's happening, where you can clone and replicate people and do whatever the heck you want. That's why the US is doing this, because they realize they have the technology and the military to do whatever the heck they want without being challenged. So like you were saying, I think it's going to be interesting to see if anybody does challenge the US. I don't know in what capacity they'd be able to with the technology that the US has.
Yeah, that's definitely something to think about. Like, like when you think about it, countries do not go into other countries besides the US.
That's true. To just invade and capture the leaders and
they do drills and stuff like that. So just for example, China, they was around Taiwan, but they really didn't do nothing. You gotta think about it. It's like, dang, these countries, they just kind of talk Trump like, when I say stuff, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the new question is not whether the world will respond, but how far these shockwaves will travel into 2026. What they're going to do to the stock market, what it's going to do to crypto, what it does for you as an expat. I know if you're watching and you're an expat in South America, I would tell you the way we've been telling people for the last 6 years. Come to Southern Africa. That's my advice, period. Watch the Mauritius Africa playlist, stay safe, stay discerning. And yeah, tell us what you think of this down below. What does this escalate into? Because surely this won't be the last stop.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know. This is just the beginning. Look, we are on day 4 of 2026.
Why did he come out swinging like this?
Oh man, look, it's gonna be an interesting year, but you still gotta know what you're doing. Like, what really matters to you in the next year, in the next 2 months, in the next 6 months. You got to move that way. So it's a lot. It's only day 3. It's only day 4 of 2026. So stay safe, family. Make sure you like the video, and we'll talk to you next one. Shalom.
Shalom.